Studies show when a human being's itching their head, they usually itch like this. If you are shocked, if you are amazed, you're gonna reach around and itch your head like this. So instead of doing this, you do this. I made that up. But the point of this video is, these are going to be UFC fighters who have zero weaknesses, and it's just surprising to me. Because, like, when you're in the UFC, you would expect some fighters to have weaknesses. Like, just be human. Like, be a human. Be a human being, you know. But some of these fighters just don't have that human attribute of a flaw. You know what I'm saying? So every single fighter I'm going to go through in this video, I believe I have like 10 fighters in this video in the UFC today who I believe are flawless. They have no weaknesses and they're just very hard to beat. Are some of them beatable? Yes, bro. Some of them are beatable, but it's going to take like a real bad man to beat them. You get me, bro? Like a real bad man. So without further ado, let's get into this video and let me explain why some of these fighters have no weaknesses. Starting off with the most obvious one, we got Islam Makhachev. I gotta kick it off with Islam to kind of show you guys what I mean about like a fighter with no weakness. First of all, Islam Makhachev, elite striking. He struck with the best. Volkanovski, you can't hang with him. Charles Oliveira, people glaze your striking when it's convenient, but like they was, oh, low key, dude, Charles is cowabunga in the striking. Cool. He can't compete with them either. All right. Every single fighter I mentioned, he outclassed on the feet. You know, Volk the first fight outstruck him until the 5th round because something crazy happened. You know, we don't gotta get into that. You get me, right? You bad man. And then the second fight brutally knocked him out. Dude who's on short notice, dude. You know, Volk's a tough guy. No one's knocking out Volk on short notice. It's just Islam special. Let's be real. Dustin Poirier, another great elite striker. Yo, dude, Dustin might be the best boxer in the UFC, dude. Like, he beat up Max Holloway 2 times. He did it. But listen, he went out there and he outstruck Dustin Poirier, who's a very talented boxer and striker in general. And then, like, of course, Charles Oliveira, Charles kind of gets hurt every fight. But, like, I feel like everyone, like, kind of glazes Charles' striking sometimes. So, sure, he outstruck Charles, dropped him, you know, finished him on the ground. Not only elite striking, though, this man has elite wrestling. He came from a wrestling background. I said elite wrestling and grappling, you know what I'm saying? His BJJ's there. He submits to people with the most submissions in UFC history, you get me? That's some real bad man shit, bro. He's doing shit and, like, he's moving milestones. He's moving the goalpost. Like, I feel like people are really good, but he's really showing like almost zero weaknesses. Like, especially in the striking, he's very defensively sound. So like, he doesn't really take much risk and doesn't really take much damage. Oh, but Kenny, he was bleeding against Dustin Poirier. Doesn't hit him with one elbow. Let's be real. And then that's what made him cut. It wasn't accumulation of damage for Dustin. He just had a really good elbow. It wasn't that Islam was getting outclassed, outstruck. That was not what it was. So elite striking, very defensively responsible. Elite wrestling and grappling, and elite looks, brother. Look at this guy, brother. You know, handsome guy. You know, brother. You know, this is my opinion, brother. Yo, pause, by the way. But like, I gotta say it, bro. Look at this guy, bro. You know, he's aura, man, like aura infused, bro. Like, brother, I don't know, brother. This guy, he's special, brother. Elite looks, my friend. You know, elite looks. Yeah. Damn, I choked on them looks, bro. You get me, real bad, man. But nah, Islam Makhachev, jokes aside, I really believe this guy is special. And I feel like not having a weakness is scary because when you lose, no matter what happens, I'm going to call it a fluke. And you can't gaslight me and say if you lose to anyone else, it's not a fluke. Unless he, like, starts to age. But I think, like, he shouldn't lose. On paper, stylistically, he should not lose at all. Like, I feel like there's a world where, like, he should retire undefeated and that'll be safe. Like, I feel like he should retire undefeated. So yeah, elite striking, elite wrestling, elite grappling, elite looks is like Makhachev's total package. But next up, we got Farid Basharat. You know, Farid Basharat. Kenny, who is this guy, dude? I don't know this guy. People forget, man. First of all, 13-0. I know a lot of people are undefeated. He's the best undefeated fighter in the world. You know, Ilia's up there too. You know, all these other guys up there. But Farid Basharat, brother, you know, this guy's special, brother. You know, he's very special. And I really feel like people sleep on Farid because I feel like no one talks about him except me. Am I the only channel who glazes Farid Basharat? Can someone let me know in the comments if I'm the only person who like glazes Farid? Because he's special, man. He's special, like high level grappling. In his last fight, he went against that guy who was like 10, 15 pounds overweight, and he still had the strength advantage. So like I put surprisingly, like did I just, bro, I wrote surprisingly strength. Brother, you know, someone got to check my IQ, brother. I want to say surprisingly strong. That just pissed me off how anyways, moving on. Surprisingly strong. I think he's very strong, you know, in quick movement. Like, he knows how to be in and out with his striking. He gives me Zabit Magomed vibes. Like, really good striking, has that grappling advantage, but he doesn't fatigue like for like kind of Zabit used to kind of. He has quick movement and he's surprisingly strong. This guy will be champion one day. I know he's in the division with Umar Nurmagomedov and them, but trust me, he's next up. He's still really young. He's way better than his brother. People might hear Basharat and think of his brother. No, think of Farid. I'm talking about Farid, not his brother. He's the best person on the planet Earth. I'm glazing. But he's really good, bro. Like, trust me. Like, look, watch some of his highlights. If you don't watch him, watch some of his fights. You're gonna know what I mean. And when he's the top of the top, just know Kenny Okoye MMA, brother. You know, I called this, brother. You know, I deserve this credit, brother. I deserve this. So Farid Basharat, I think he's a killer, and I think he's next up. And he really has no weakness. I don't see anything from him that I should be like worried about. Good striking, good wrestling, good defense, good hairline, good movement, good aura. This guy's next up. Trust me. Do your research on Farid Basharat. Moving on. Dricus Du Plessis. Dricus is like, he has no weakness, and it's so weird to say someone who looks very beatable has no weakness, but like his weaknesses are his strengths. Like his striking, like I said, great power helps striking. His striking is not necessarily a weakness, but it's very like avoidable, very counterable. However, the power that he has makes people afraid to sit in the pocket and sit on that counter. Like Darren Till's one of the only people I've seen who kind of sat down in the pocket and like went for it. Izzy didn't sit down in the pocket to counterpunch him. Izzy went into his power shots and like kept like wanted to swing and bang with him. But like his most dangerous weapon in the striking is when he does that stupid jab into the clubbing overhand. It's just scary. Like you don't want to be in the way. So like Izzy would never like, Izzy wasn't Izzy Whitaker maxing. He wasn't like leaning back looking for that, you know, what he always does, that counter check hook. He wasn't looking for it because like if you lean back and get caught with that overhand, brother, night, brother. I think Izzy understood that. That's why Izzy was a little bit more on the front foot. But yeah, so his power helps with his striking. His striking's kind of and that's a great strength, and it helps with his wrestling because his wrestling's not all that. Let's be real. He's not like some kind of talented wrestler. He doesn't really know how to move his body really well. But if he gets you in like a headlock like Whitaker, he'll muscle you down. If he like grabs onto, like the way he took down Izzy, he just kind of grabbed onto Izzy and just pulled him down with his big brolicky shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So like his strengths helps with his wrestling. Is he a good like talented wrestler, skill for skill? No, brother. He's not a talented wrestler, skill for skill. But like his strength is gonna carry that wrestling a lot. Then I said confidence, and it helps with execution. Like his first of all, every fighter's confident, but his confidence, it sticks out to me. Like I swear, like in the face-offs before fights, I just look into him, I'm like, bro, this guy's confident. When people are booing him, it's like he sucks in the energy, pause, and then like just gets all this nasty like just destruction in his eyes, and he finds the way to win. Like even when he looks like he's down, he finds a way to win. And I also said aura. I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with the confidence because the aura he has, I feel like his opponents feel it. They're like, wait, on paper, I'm really supposed to beat this fool. But like, I try to strike with him, but his power is just pushing me back. I'm trying to wrestle with him, but he's a unit. He's too big and brolicky. And then I said Houdini cardio, because brother, why does this guy look like he's breathing, like breathing heavy, and then suddenly he just has the best cardio? Bro, I don't get it. And I remember early in his career, we're like, yeah, dude, this guy's cardio is shit, dude. I decided he's gonna milk all this stuff, and then like, the more I just seen him fight, I'm like, this guy's cardio is not bad. People say it's like the no surgery gate, the no surgery gate, man. Like he got surgery on his nose, and they put something in his body like to make him grab energy better or grab oxygen in a more consistent rate, because there's no way a no surgery fixed this guy like this, brother. He still looks tired, don't get me wrong. He's still mouth breathing, but he just fights through it, bro. He's such a dog, bro. I love his fight style. I don't like his fight style, but I like how he like is a dog, if that makes sense. It makes for entertaining fights. But dude, Houdini cardio, aura, confidence, strength, power. He's the most strange fighter with no weakness on paper, because like his weaknesses aren't weaknesses, they're actually traps. You think it's a weakness, it turns into a trap by the time you're in the octagon with him. That's why I gotta say he has damn near no weaknesses. This guy's special, brother. Trust me, brother. Trust me. Next up, moving on. Petr Yan, bro. What's that Petr Yan? Petr Yan. You know what I mean? Elite striking, bro. And I said especially boxing, but I swear in his last fight he showed boxing, knees, kicks, everything. He put Figgy in the blender, and Figgy did good. I don't really agree with 50-45 necessarily, because the fights were competitive, but I do think Yan showed that like he was the better fighter out of the two of them. So yeah, I said elite striking because I've never seen Yan yet get outstruck significantly, and he beat Sugar Sean O'Malley, by the way. He didn't lose to Sugar. Like he outstruck Sugar majority of that fight, and like yeah, he outstruck Sugar on total strikes too. Like significant strikes, I think Sugar had the edge, but like total strikes, Yan had the edge. Just yet to get outstruck, you know, beating the beats on Corey Sandhagen, Jose Aldo, all these guys. And then I put great trips, because bro, look at anyone's trips in the UFC. You'll never see him like this. Yan's trips are like crazy. Like I don't know, he does it to everyone. Did it to Marab, did it to Aljo, did it to Figgy. The Figgy one was dale, brother. You know, his Figgy one was beautiful, bro. Like it made Yan look that much more dangerous, bro. And that's like good takedown defense, because his takedown defense is good. Like he just has he lost to Marab pretty badly because he has habits of like high guarding and then like getting a takedown shot on him. He has to stop doing that. But against wrestlers, the only time I really seen him struggle a little bit. He kind of struggled in the second Aljo fight, but he still did good. It was a competitive fight. So yeah, he's really good. And that might be his biggest weakness, but he still has good takedown defense. Like he held Merab to like what, 9 takedowns out of 50 attempts. Brother, this is impressive. This is not no like bad thing to do. Like that's crazy. You know, and Merab was wrestling him the whole time, so it just showed how good his takedown defense is. He just got to get his back off the cage when he's getting wrestled. That's it. And then I said impressive defense because, like I said, that high guard it hurts him against like wrestlers, but against strikers, like his high guard eats everything. Then he comes back with like a straight, and it looks really good when he does that. So I think his defense is like impressive. I have to put crooked hairline because I'm glazing too much, and that hairline, bro, needs improvement, brother. You know, we have to check this moment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like you can't win them all, chat. His only weakness, I say, is his hairline, but brother, you know, everyone can have a Kenny Okoye hairline, so it is what it is. Yan, jokes aside, I don't think he has a weakness. Even though he's losing fights, it doesn't necessarily mean he has a weakness because I think he's actually pretty strong in everything when push comes to shove. All right, moving on, brother. Ilia Topuria, bro. Topuria is nasty, bro. And like I had to put him on this list. Like I almost forgot him, which is crazy. But I had to put him on this list because like elite boxing, bro. Think about it. His boxing, like him and Yan are the two best boxers. Don't ask me. I don't know who's better boxer. Like they both box differently. Like I noticed that Ilia Topuria likes to shoulder roll more, while Petr Yan likes to high guard into counter punches. So it's like two different boxing styles. One's high guard into straight punches, and one is like, oh, I'm gonna shoulder roll you, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hit you with a counter. So their style of boxing is very different. So I don't really know how to compare them, but I'll just say they're both like the two best in the division, or not the division, the two best in the UFC. And I also said good grappling. He didn't show his grappling much, but he did come from a grappling background. Only seen him on his back one time against Bryce Mitchell. He was kind of getting controlled there for a little bit, like about a minute, but like he still ended up getting back to his feet. Started doing good work. So I'm not going to say he's like poor at grappling. I'm going to say good grappling. That's probably what people are going to point to and try to act like it's his weakness. And it probably is like the thing that people could exploit the best, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a weakness. So I said good grappling. So elite boxing, good grappling, and then his fight IQ. His fight IQ is what finds him the finishes, not just his elite boxing. You could be an elite boxer but never figure out the timing of your opponents. Ilia Topuria, every single fight, early on, he's kind of like finding his reads. Then he decides to like commit to the blitz. And once he starts committing to the blitz, that's when people start dropping, like Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Jai Herbert. All these guys just start falling because once he finds the timing with his fight IQ, brother, it's over. And then I said, trust me, Maxing. Like he says, trust me. He does that dumb smile at the end of before every fight, and it just helps him win fights, dude. People forget, like that's the one thing that's like giving him the edge that people don't know. Trust me, Maxing, bro. It's almost like what DDP does. He doesn't say trust, like DDP doesn't say trust me, but like he says like I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna start a war. You know what I'm saying? All that wish. I don't know why I said that in a British accent, but like that's why like, everyone has their little thing that he does, but his trust me, like it makes me believe what I always do. Trust Ilia. When Ilia says trust me, don't not trust Ilia, bro. You have to trust him. So whatever he's saying, brother, nod your head and acknowledge this guy. So yeah, no weaknesses for Ilia Topuria in my opinion. This guy special, brother. Dale. All right, moving on to the next one though. I said Umar Nurmagomedov. Umar Nurmagomedov, dude. Umar Nurmagomedov, man. Great striking, great wrestling, KO power, and good endurance. I had to say KO power because we've seen him put someone to sleep, and then I've never seen someone put someone to sleep and nest them like a little baby. Like, oh, are you okay, bro? You know, he checked on the guy he put to sleep. Like, brother, who this guy, brother? You know, and it comes from his great striking. And a lot of great strikers at 135 don't really possess a lot of power. So even the fact that he's able to like put someone to sleep at that weight class, I think it's impressive. Like, you don't really see Morale putting people to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Sugar. Sugar's one of the few, but Sugar's a primary striker. Umar's not really a primary striker on paper because he has that really good wrestling base. So like, you look at his great striking, great wrestling, good KO power, and his good endurance. He's pretty well rounded. In addition to the fact that he's like defensively responsible. Yes, he did have that one scare, I think by Beksat when he got dropped or something, but he didn't, like, he recovered really well. I didn't even add good chin, but that shows good chin because usually someone gets stung with that and then like they try to go for the takedown but it doesn't succeed. He got hit, he fell, he went straight for the takedown and scored off it. He turned a knockdown into a positive, bro. This guy, he's special, brother, you know. So if you sleep on Umar Nurmagomedov, I gotta stop Conor Maxing. But if you have to fight Umar Nurmagomedov, your game plan should be like to try to land one big shot. I know he's gonna fight Merab next, and I know it's gonna be like he's really gonna test that Dagestani wrestling, but you know, I just feel like his Dagestani wrestling will serve him well in that fight. And if he forces Merab to stand, I do think he's going to beat Merab. So I don't think Umar has a lot of I don't think he has a single weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has puncher's chance, I suppose, but like, I don't think he has a weakness that sticks out that someone can really exploit. So like, if you're game planning for Umar, like, good luck, brother. Like, how are you going to beat this guy, brother? He's special, brother. So in my opinion, Umar Nurmagomedov, one of the best, bro. One of the most well-rounded. And I don't think he has a single weakness. Moving on to the next one, though. we got Jon Bones Jones. And Jones is still old now. Even though Jones is old, I feel like he's still really good at what he does. And I said smart striking. Notice how I didn't say great striking or talented striking. He just knows distance management really well. So like he would throw like an oblique kick when needed to, a side kick. The way he like went to Stipe's body once he seen Stipe react a little bit poorly to a body shot, that's good. That's smart striking. He's not really just throwing everything at the kitchen sink. He's not Michael Chandler maxing, you know, just getting there and throwing stupid swings. Like he's very strategic with his smart striking, I'm gonna say. And then great grappling, like the way he fucking Petr Yan maxed Stipe with that takedown. And then against Gane in the last fight where he got a submission, like it shows that he can still grapple the heavyweight division. And then I said elite chin because people's like, oh, Aspo's gonna go in there and knock him out. He hasn't been rocked in his whole life, and he's been fighting for how long? He's been fighting in 2 different generations. This guy's not getting rocked. He's not getting his chin taken. He's not getting knocked out cold. So I said elite chin because I don't know any other fighter with a chin that elite. So I'm gonna say, yeah, Jones. I think Jones and Khabib all time have the best chin ever, so I have to give them credit there. I don't think like people think Asmo's gonna just go in there and knock him off for the first time. I think it's gonna be harder than that, especially considering the fourth part, his fight IQ. Dude's too smart to get knocked out. So overall, you look at Jones, he doesn't really have weaknesses. It's despite his, I guess you could say age, but like what does age bring? It just slows him down. But I feel like his fight IQ is so high and his striking, like he doesn't really like take too much risk and he just makes smart movements. I feel like that's going to save him overall. So fight IQ is going to carry him as he gets older. You know, fight IQ is starting to be, I feel like fight IQ is a really big part of you when you start to age, because other than that, if you don't have good fight IQ, you're going to be a Chandler or a fucking Tony Ferguson, and your shit's going to go, or you're going to be a Yuri Prochazka. In 2 years, just look at Yuri Prochazka, and I bet you right now he'll be getting knocked out back to back because his fight IQ is so poor. All right, moving on from Jon Jones. Next up, I got Magomed Ankalaev, and this is one of the people I think could actually beat Jon Jones if forced to fight him. I think Magomed's really like well-rounded. That's only if Jones cuts down to 205, by the way. But this is the most well-rounded fighter in light heavyweight, hands down, in a division like where no one can wrestle. But I want to highlight great boxing. He's the best boxer in his weight class. He's one of the best boxers in the UFC. Very quick and powerful with the straight punches, and also said wrestling ability, because like he's the bro, in a division where no one wrestles, like he's able to maul people. Like even with a compromised leg, he was able to take down Jan Blachowicz, have his way with him. You know what I'm saying? And I also said good chin. You know what I'm saying? He's been hurt. You could get hurt but still have a good chin because the way you recover. Thiago Santos, I've seen him sleep a lot of people. He had Ankalaev hurt, like he dropped him. Ankalaev recovered quickly, he ate the shot, he fell, and he started scrambling again. So good chin's a good thing to have, especially if you're gonna go against Pereira. And Pereira, it makes you go through adversity. Like it'll be a good thing to just have in your back pocket. So good chin's definitely crazy. And then I said great endurance. Like he went the distance with Yan, and the longer the fight went, just the more he started to mollymop Yan, control him on the ground. He made Yan look like he should never wrestle again in his life. That's how he made Jan Blachowicz look in that fight. I ain't gonna lie. Yan was getting like destroyed. He was getting embarrassed. So yeah, I think Magomed Ankalaev has no weakness. People might like, I know he got fluke checked by what's his name, Paul Craig. You know, submission. I guess like people could say his weakness is some like BJJ, but like that's Paul Craig who just flukes his way off of like bullshit. So I don't think he has a single weakness. So I'm gonna still ride for my guy Magomed Ankalaev. Moving on there, we got Alexandre Pantoja, and I had to put Pantoja, bro, because I just had to highlight a flyweight, and I feel like he's the best flyweight to highlight. I think Kai Kara-France is also a close second here, but I just think overall Pantoja has good striking. He has great grappling, as we saw in his last fight. He showed that BJJ side of him that I already knew he'd been had. And then I said crazy endurance and pace, because like, bro, the pace he puts on people and his ability to keep the endurance going is kind of weird. A lot of flyweights have it, but I feel like he does it better, because if you notice that any Pantoja fight, look at the fight towards the end, he starts to get the upper hand because he starts to like wrestle them and they're too tired to fight it, and he still has the endurance to keep doing it. So that's something that saves him. I think it's his endurance and his pace, because over time some of these fighters just can't keep up with him. So I think that's a huge highlight for Pantoja. And then I said speedy blitz, like he blitzes really fast. If that could be his negative too, because if he walks into something he could get hurt. But then again, he has a good chin. I didn't even put that there, but great chin. Like he could take a crazy punch. So I don't know. This guy's like made of steel. His head's like made of steel. Good blitz, good endurance, good grappling, good striking. It's gonna be really hard for Kai Kara-France to beat him. But I think if Kai can't do it, no one can do it. I think Pantoja's unbeatable if Kai fails this test. But I think Kara-France has a chance. But we'll see. I do think Alexandre Pantoja has like zero weakness though. It's like to beat him, you're gonna have to make it a dogfight or land a big punch to put him to sleep. But we're gonna have to see, bro. That guy's kind of special. Moving on though, we got Zhang Weili. Yeah, I put a woman in this list, bro. First of all, cutie patootie, bro. Like, look at, I just wanna. You get me real bad, man. But yes, Weili's really good. Yo, I think Weili's like way better than the division. After she beats Tatiana Suarez, because she is gonna beat her like really easily, she should retire, unless she just wants to keep like stat padding. You know, she can stat pad her way, but I just think overall, like, she's just way better than everyone here. I said great striking, because that's a fact. Great grappling, that's a fact. Toughness, she's taken some crazy shots, came back, and then bleeding speed. Bro said, I meant to say blinding speed. I almost said bleeding. Blinding speed. Like, she's so fast. The way she enters and exits, I'm like, bro, how the hell does people even keep up with this? And then her last performance against Yan Xiaonan aged so well because Yan went on, I think she destroyed Top of the Richie, I think it was. Like she's just so much ahead of her division. It's because she has no weakness. And, like, I know she got knocked out by Rose, but, you know, Rose fluked her way to that head kick and lost the rematch. And then Zhang got robbed, so it's all good. Weili in reality is unbeatable, and look what she did to Wanya on J-Check, bro. Crazy. So, yeah, I think Weili has to be acknowledged on this list just because I wanted to. Moving on, though. Last but not least, we got Belal, remember the name Muhammad. And I said sneaky boxing, bro. Canelo maxing, bro. Sneaky boxing. I feel like his boxing slept on because they don't expect him to be good at it. But like I said, takedown threat opens up everything. And the way he throws his combos are just very efficient and overwhelming. And then I said elite wrestling because he saw what he did. Saw what he did to Leon Scott, picking him up. You know, Leon sucks. You know, Usman. Yeah, you know. So like he just took down Leon, masterclassed him in the wrestling department. Then crazy pace and cardio. It helps his sneaky boxing and his elite wrestling. And the more he just puts the pace on you, he breaks you. He broke Sean Brady off of 0 takedown attempts because he knew Sean Brady was a good wrestler, but he still used his sneaky boxing and his body kicks just to outpace and out cardio him. And Sean Brady's a dog. I don't think Sean Brady's ever going to lose again. I could see that happening. And then I just said underdog plot armor because, like, dude, he's an underdog every fight, and I feel like he purposely tells the odds maker, yo, make me an underdog. Yo, he's an underdog against Shavkat after the Ian Gary performance. Like, listen, I'm okay with it, though. I like the underdog plot armor. I like how people gaslight other people. Oh yeah, Belal sucks, dude. So we'll see, bro. I hope he's the underdog. I'm gonna pray that he stays the underdog at closing against Shavkat so I can make a bag again off of Belal. But overall, I feel like Belal has like really little to no weakness. Like his chin's good as well. He's been hurt before earlier in his career, but since then, you know what I'm saying, his head's been getting a little bit stronger. You know, he's been into those wars now. He's getting stronger, getting more tested. This guy's gonna be dangerous. So I did say Belal Muhammad, I don't think has a single weakness. And that's it for me overall. I feel like every fighter I acknowledged. Of course, there's some fighters I didn't acknowledge who I feel like are really good. You know, Hamza Chimaev, like, probably is never going to lose in a long time, or if ever. But, like, I feel like I can name weaknesses. Like, Tom Aspinall hasn't been, like, the distance, so that's kind of a question mark. I left him out of there. But let me know what you guys think about this list. I think I cooked, bro. That's it for me, though. And God bless. 2, 3.